Memorial Day Awards Luncheon. This has become a desert tradition. Every 4 years, I have a special award. There's always some candidate promoting disunity in war. And this year I say flush Donald Trump.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
Now I want to go over our total American war dead. In the war against ISIS, we've lost 3 Americans in Iraq. And in Afghanistan, as of May 24th, 2,381, which is 24 more than were killed in our last Memorial Day luncheon in 2015. Chuck Parker took flowers this morning to the fallen Army soldier Ming Sun statue in Cathedral City. We're going to have a moment of silence to honor our war dead. We pray for their souls in purgatory. We also remember the civilians that have been killed in many countries. We know that our use of depleted uranium and other weapons will continue to injure people, we continue to injure our troops and civilians, and we pray for victims of ISIS. Thank you. Now you see up here at the front, we have the Morris Kite Remembrance. Morris passed away a few years ago. He was instrumental dedicating America's first LGBT Veterans Memorial. He was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. Our first award winner came all the way from Oakland at her own expense. We're very grateful she's here. So Laura, you ready?
Tom has asked that I give you a little bit of my background to start with. My name is Laura Meeks. I am a Major, U.S. Air Force, retired. Somewhere along the way, it turns out that I transitioned from that macho pilot guy to the beautiful woman that you see in front of me. That was kind of the punchline there. So thank you. Thank you. Yesterday I had. So if I don't try not to move then. So yesterday I had the pleasure of spending some time with our honored guest, Victoria Kolakowski. And so I'm going to introduce her and then and I will tell you now before I bring her up a few things about her career so that you understand where she's coming from. Victoria is the first openly transgender trial judge in America. She was elected to the Alameda County Superior Court in November of 2010. Judge Victoria Kolakowski, welcome aboard. I hand to you from the Veterans for Peace organization, the 2016 Elected Official of the Year. I present to you Judge Victoria Kolakowski.
I'll try to get this to work right. Good afternoon. I'm very, very deeply honored to be here today to receive this award. I have to say, as I was preparing remarks for today, I was a little perplexed because, well, I'm not a veteran and I have not been a peace activist in an awful long time. And so to receive an award from Veterans for Peace is a great honor to me. And a special, really, it's an important way for me to be able to celebrate Memorial Day. I think that in our country, so often with holidays like this one, people tend to think of it as a 3-day weekend and not think about what the significance, the meaning of the event is truly about. That somewhere in the midst of all this, I think people think of barbecues and they don't always stop to think about the men and women who sacrificed so much so that we could have the freedom that we have in this country. has been an amazing journey. I have been down here, this is the third honor I've received in Palm Springs area, in this area, over the last 3 years. Yeah, I accept this honor from you today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Judge Polakowski.
Welcome to Cathedral City, everybody.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to call on Steve Finger, the president of the Progressive Democrats, to give a report for Occupy.
Hello, my name is Steve Finger. I am delighted to see all of you here, and I have to say that many times Tom has had me here more as a courtesy than anything else, because many people wondered where the Occupy movement went, how relevant it might be or not be. Our report this year is that there is a presidential election, and we intend to participate in that as well, as I hope all of you, every one of you, go out and vote and remain part of the process. So, attention, I thank you for being part of that process, and I wish you all a good lunch.
Thank you. Now, Jacqueline Lopez is here from the Citizen Memorial Board of Garcia's office. She has some certificates to present.
Hi, good afternoon. Jacqueline Lopez, District Director for State Assembly Eduardo Garcia. I'm so happy to be here today. The first name I have here is Ms. Daryl James, Mel Tips, Randy Shearer, Charlie Sharples, Pat Johansson, sorry. She's not here. Mr. Greg Pettis, Fred Belladou. Not here this evening, but let's give him a round of applause. David Peltier. Okay. Round of applause. George Stetler. Could not be here. P-Flag. Anyone here from P-Flag? The Desert Sun. We have anybody here from the Desert Sun? Gustavo. Here?
Not here.
Okay. Patricia Nell Warren. George Sander, Chris, if you want to come up and accept it on his behalf. Eric Bauman, he's not. Sheila Kuehl. Ron Nick. And last but not least, this award goes to Mr. Tom Swan Hernandez.
This wreath up here is sponsored by Desert Daily Guide, the only LGBT publication in the desert. Now I'd like to have Greg Rodriguez come up and say a few words, please. He's from the State Assembly. He's a great friend of the LGBT community, he's a member of our community, and he worked for Representative Royal Ruiz in the past. He's also on the Human Rights Commission in Palm Springs.
I just want to say a couple words about how important veterans are to me and in this race. A lot of people have a misconception that all veterans issues are a national issue, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. A lot of the resources and benefits and activities that we do on a state and county level are directly related to state government. And so we've got to make sure that we have people that are in our state assembly that are actually working on behalf of veterans. I am very proud of the record I have with veterans, not just in the 2 years that I was the district director for the Congressman's office, where we brought back over $2 million in veterans benefits over a short 2-year period. But a lot of my work that I did around disability issues and special needs issues with my own children actually was a lot around returning veterans as well with disability issues, especially in the state of Washington and some of the work I did here. And more importantly too, is we know that as we have our returning service members come back, the challenges that they face here with their own families and making sure that there's great job placements for them, that their spouses are being taken care of, that their children have a good education system. But more importantly, and an issue I talk about all over throughout this campaign is one of my top priorities, is the mental health issue. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
When a rainy day comes, or a cloud of gray comes, and I've lost my sunny day, my sunny day. California, here I come, here I come.
Thank you. Now we have the Lifetime Achievement Award, which will be presented by Steve Finger and Sonny Sundowner.
Thank you. I'm Sonny Sundowner, and I want to say thank you to Tom Swan and Veterans for Peace. Let's hear it for them. Woo, what they're doing in this world. Art Arturo Kunkin. Now back to our program. Art Arturo Kunkin. What can you say? Wow. Picture's worth 1,000 words. Seeing the guy in person's worth a gazillion words, so we're going to have that opportunity in a moment. Anger is much too valuable of an emotion to waste on someone you really don't like. What we need is a really long ceasefire. Yes. Emaho. Thank you all. It's a pleasure. Let's have Art Kunkin come up and talk to you about his activism started in the Army. Thank you, Tom.
I want to thank you very much for this. I'm 88 years old now. I'm a little confused.
The first award is from the California State Assembly, a certificate of recognition presented to Art Kunkin, founder and past publisher, Los Angeles Free Press, in honor of lifetime achievement.
Wow! Double award ceremony.
When they realize what they've done, we'll get another letter. And then from the Veterans for Peace, a Lifetime Achievement Award for Outstanding Service to Art Kunkin, founder and past publisher, Los Angeles Free Press. We honor your leadership and lifetime devoted service to our country. Also your tireless efforts to advance equality, peace, and social justice.
I'm a little overwhelmed by all of this. And I want to thank all of you for being here. And I hope to get to know you better. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Tom Swan.
And I'd like to call on Ruth Deborah, President of Desert Stonewall, come forward and read a letter from Governor Jerry Brown.
This is a letter from the Office of the Governor, written May 29th, 2016, which I think is today. And it's LGBT Veterans Memorial 15th Anniversary. I'm pleased to extend my greetings to you as you celebrate the 15th anniversary of the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Veterans Memorial. The debt we owe to our fallen heroes in uniform cannot be repaid, but tributes such as your memorial symbolize the deep respect we have for our veterans in the LGBT community, who have given generously to ensure the dignity and security of our nation. I offer my best wishes for a memorable event. Sincerely, Jerry Brown.
Thank you. Okay, we have term trials for Mark Takano and Paula Kaplan.
This is from the House of Representatives, Mark Takano, Member of Congress, dated the 29th of May. Dear friends, it brings me great pleasure to send my greetings and best wishes as we commemorate the 15th anniversary of our nation's first LGBT Veterans Memorial. I am thrilled that so many people were able to come together today in the name of equality and recognition. For the last decade and a half, Desert Memorial Park in Cathedral City, California, has been home to our nation's first Veterans Monument dedicated to gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender individuals who paid the ultimate sacrifice to serve to their country, in service to their countries. During a time when soldiers could be denied equal protection before the law because of who they loved, so many brave LGBT men and women sacrificed to protect our freedom and way of life. We have achieved great progress toward LGBT equality since this memorial's dedication in 2001, but it is critical that our efforts continue. The courage of those honored here stands not only as a testament to their patriotism, but as a reminder to future generations that nobody should ever be denied full liberty based on their sexual orientation or gender identity. Again, I thank all who helped make today's celebration possible. Please accept my best wishes for a memorable day and continued success. Sincerely, Mark Takano, Member of Congress. Wonderful, wonderful Member of Congress, part of the Progressive Caucus. This is a letter from Paula Kaplan, Associate Hutchins Center, Harvard University. She's in charge of the Listen to Veterans program, which is a really wonderful program that she started. I wish I could be with you today in person, but I am with you in spirit. I thank my lucky stars so often that when I moved out here, I connected with Tom and others in Veterans for Peace, because you do such important, powerful work. I was deeply moved when the Inland Empire chapter gave me the Friend to Veterans Award, which means a great deal to me. I am thinking of you all and of all the veterans we have lost, including my dear father, on this Memorial Day weekend. And please do not forget that my Welcome Johnny and Jane Home project offers a free private listening session for a veteran from any era, combat or non-combat, of whatever sex, with a non-veteran who is not a therapist and who will simply listen in complete silence to whatever you want to say about your military service and your experience coming home, and will listen with 100% of their attention, their whole heart, and respect. If you want such a session, please contact me through listentoveterans.org. I send wishes for peace for us all. Paula J. Kaplan, PhD, and paulajkaplan.net. Says something on the back, but it's backwards. And so I think I won't read it. But yeah, that's a wonderful thing, the Welcome Johnny and Jane Home project. And I am one who is a volunteer for listening to any vet who would like to speak. It's a wonderful program, very helpful. And thank you, Tom, very much. And thank you, Paula, and thank you, Mark Takano.
I'd like to call Ellie Trubisky to read a letter from the Assembly Speaker. It was our Friend of the Veteran Award winner several years ago, Ellie Trubisky.
Thank you, Tom. Okay, this is from the Speaker of the Assembly, Anthony Randon, one of the major good guys, believe me. He states, this Memorial Day, my colleagues and I would like to extend our thanks to the LGBT veterans who have so valiantly served our country. The enormous debt we owe our fallen service members cannot be repaid. But memorializing their sacrifices, however, we can honor their service and the cause for which they fought. For LGBT veterans, this tribute takes on a special significance, as so many faced so many additional struggles during their service. With the LGBT Veterans Memorial opened at Desert Memorial Park 15 years ago, the hope of a more and just and inclusive military seemed far away indeed. Today, as we celebrate the memorial's 15th anniversary, the United States of America can be proud of the progress that has been made in allowing the strongest and best trained military personnel in the world to serve our nation without regard to sexual orientation and gender identity. On behalf of the California State Assembly, I offer my best wishes on this Memorial Day and on the 15th anniversary of the LGBT Veterans Memorial. Sincerely, Anthony Rendon, Speaker of the Assembly. Thank you. Thank you, Tom, for allowing me thank you for allowing me the privilege to be here.
Thank you, Ellie. Now, Marnell's going to speak about, from LA County Supervisor Sheila Kuehl.
This is a very impressive gift to the VFP folks today in the celebration. And I'm happy to be presenting this on behalf of Sheila Kuehl. Anybody remember her? She is a veteran of significance, and of course she has stature currently. She's listed on this as in the 3rd District, LA County, and she's a supervisor. So she brings, or she has sent this to us, and it comes from the County Board of Los Angeles, and it reads as follows: with sincere congratulations and best wishes, the Board of Supervisors of the County of Los Angeles does hereby join in your celebration. So that's dated May 28th, 2016. And it also mentions in the very large, beautiful colored blue, red, white, and blue print, it mentions America's first LGBT Veterans Memorial. How many of you know that the memorial is here in Cathedral City? Raise your hands. How many of you were instrumental in making that possible? Tom was a big part of that for sure. So once again, I'm glad to be here representing Sheila Kuehl, and she's sorry that apparently that she's not able to be here. So this is for you. Congratulations.
Now, Corbin Bratton will read In Planter's Field, the poem from World War I, found in the Canadian soldier's pocket, and also the letter from Supervisor John Benoit.
I'll do it the other way around, the letter first. This is from the County of Riverside Board of Supervisors, proclamation commemorating Memorial Day. Whereas, since 1869, Decoration Day, now called Memorial Day, has been observed as a uniquely American holiday dedicated to the remembrance of our fallen veterans, and whereas Memorial Day is a national day set aside to pay respect to the soldiers, sailors, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard personnel who paid the ultimate price for our freedom, and offer condolences and prayers to their family members. And whereas in recent years our armed services have responded to a call to arms in the defense of freedom during Operation Desert Storm, Operation Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, Operation New Dawn, Operation Inherent Resolve, and Operation Freedom's Sentinel, and many names have been added to the honor roll of the brave veterans and heroes of wars past who have come to their final rest in the national cemeteries. And whereas, while recalling and honoring the memory of those who fell in battle, we should never forget our POWs and MIAs who are not here to join in these observances, and commemorate also those who returned from the horrors of war to bear witness to the suffering and sacrifices which they and their fallen comrades endured for the preservation of liberty. And whereas on this Memorial Day we fervently hope that such battles be eliminated from our children's future, and that we learn to live in peace so that the need for war should perish from the earth. And whereas on May 29th, 2016, Veterans for Peace will commemorate Memorial Day and mark the 15th anniversary of America's first memorial honoring LGBT veterans, the monument in honor of gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender veterans at Desert Memorial Park in Cathedral City, That took place this morning. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the Riverside County Board of Supervisors does hereby join with the people of our great nation in commemorating Monday, May 30th, 2016 as Memorial Day, and encourages every citizen to observe it properly and remember all of the men and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice to protect our country. And it's signed by the Board of Supervisors. And I will not read the poem in Flanders Fields, but I will recite it for you. This was found in the pocket of a lieutenant colonel in the Canadian Army, a medical officer. In his pocket in Flanders Fields. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved, and were loved. And now, we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands, we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep in Flanders Fields, but poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Now we're going to honor the pioneers that built the memorial. Mel Tibbs, please come forward. These are the beautiful awards that Bill Page made for us. And who's next? Desert Sun, their thousands are here. Daryl James.
Thank you very much.
Daryl James. Charlie Charbles. You're going to say a few words, aren't you, Daryl? Yeah, after we present them all. Who else? Patricia L. Warren. Greg Pettis. On the top. Here's Greg Pettis. George Zanger, Chris, please. Randy Shecker. And who's that? Pat Johansson could not be here. Would you take hers too? That's Randy and Pat Johansson. Pat Johansson. Randy will give it to Pat. Give it to Rib for Randy. P flag. P flag. And then one for me, Tom Swan Hernandez. Okay. Now, we want to have an open microphone for Charlie or Daryl or Mel or anybody, Randy, and anybody who wants to speak about the memorial and what we accomplished.
Well, it's hard to believe that it's been 15 years since we accomplished this, and we are justifiably proud of what's done. And it was not easily done. At every turn, we met resistance. The cemetery board was not at all interested in allowing such a monument to be placed in the cemetery. And they said our original group was Palm Springs Gay Veterans, and they told us, you're not chartered by Congress, so you can't put your monument there. And so then Tom, being the spark plug that he is, went out and found AMVETS would accept us as gay honorees, as gay veterans, and they said, we'd love to have you be a part of our AMVET organization, and Post 66 was founded. And at that point, we went back to the board, and we did, I think it was 4-1, wasn't it, Tom?
4-1 for the thing.
Yeah. And so we got it across, but the homophobic letters in the Desert Sun, and there was just resistance at every turn. And so that's why I think we're doing a little crowing today, if you'll indulge us, because it was a tough fight. But thanks to this gentleman standing behind me, we prevailed. And thank you all for honoring us. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Now we have the Triple Finger of Fate Award. And this here goes to Judge James S. Hawkins. The judge is giving my husband so much trouble. Judge James S. Hawkins. Now we want to thank our sponsors. We have one for AMVET Post 66. If Mel would come up, and or Daryl. And one for Desert Daily God. And two for Silly Kaplan. By the way, the Pickle Finger Award is named after Lieutenant Colonel Louis Millette, Colonel Louis Millette.